Facebook is designing a version of Instagram for kids, a website full of children uploading photos of themselves. What could possibly go wrong? Let's investigate. Part 1. Why is Facebook making Instagram for kids? Money. But much like a sex worker going for the Blowjob of the Year award, it goes much deeper than that. Facebook's usage has been stalling, or in some markets in decline, due to people's lack of trust in the platform. As a result, Facebook is trying everything it can to bring new eyeballs to the site, including dating apps and Facebook podcasts. If children have Instagram from an early age, aside from developing body dysmorphia, they'll also develop a nostalgia for the app, and that makes them more likely to overlook the data mining that they're doing. They're also more likely to develop what I call the "it's too late" syndrome. This is where people stop caring about their privacy when they discover how much an app or website has been data mining from them. Instagram mines more data from you than Facebook, and the majority of users don't even post images, they just browse other people's. Most parents don't want to spunk £1,000 on an iPhone just to give their 5-year-old some access to the internet. So this could also be Facebook's attempt to get back into the mobile phone market. For Zuckerturd, it's a long-term game. He wants to gather as much data as possible on your children's digital habits to not only control them, but also the market. I bet he doesn't let his children use these products. He's basically a digital drug dealer, working hard to peddle free product in order to get you hooked and dependent. Part 2. What do the experts say? Lawmakers and experts have nicely asked Facebook to abandon this idea.
I think the people in this country have had enough of experts.
44 states have asked Zuckerberg to stop his plans to make Kidstagram, meaning there are 6 states where the online care of your kids is not their top priority. I'd assumed it had been higher, and more than 40 attorney generals have urged Facebook to stop their plans to make Instagram for kids. To which Zuckerberg replied, "I hear you, but money?" 5 years ago, French police told parents not to share photos of their kids on Facebook for their security and protection reasons. These days, people not only post photos of their kids, but their location and where they're taking them next. You're basically posting a menu for paedophiles. Putain de merde! More than 21,000 child healthcare advocates have petitioned Facebook to pull the plug on their kid messenger app aimed at the under-13s, warning of the addictive power of social media. Remember, this isn't just another MSN. MSN didn't mine your data to manipulate your future behaviour in order to get you to buy stuff. MSN just gave you the option to log in and out quickly in order to get your crush's attention. Most adults don't understand the privacy issues and settings in their own accounts. What makes you think they're going to be able to understand the complexity of running an account for their child? To be fair, recently Instagram has said that new users will need to put in their real birthday to join the site. But this feels oddly reminiscent of when porn sites started asking if you were over 18. That bar was so low it could have doubled as a limbo pole. Part 3. The fame game. Fame! I wanna tweet forever. In a recent survey, we discovered just how fame hungry the next generation is. 3 of the top 10 jobs kids said they wanted to do when they grew up included YouTuber, blogger and vlogger. None of them said astronaut, but then, in an age of consumer space travel where everyone has a phone in their pocket with more processing power than Apollo 11 had, I guess it's not seen as an achievement anymore for that generation. And who can blame them? For the most part, people only share their best bits on social media, and unlike TV, it looks obtainable. If they can spend a day jetting around the world trying fruit from all 4 corners of the globe for a vlog, why can't I? No, seriously, why hasn't my vlog channel picked up more subscribers? There's even an internet-famed summer camp in LA which pumps out attention whores en masse. We live in a world where brands want to emulate people and people want to build their personal brand. So it's unsurprising that the youth...
How do you do, fellow kids?
It's unsurprising that the youth want a slice of this pie. And I don't just blame social media for this. Just look at so-called talent shows, which give younger and younger people the chance to make a tit of themselves for Simon Cowell's YouTube channel. Given how long it takes to build an audience, if you start younger, you've got time on your side, but you also don't have anything useful to say. Okay, I'm sure you could Google it and find me a handful of examples of 14-year-old geniuses who have valid arguments on nuclear missiles or the pedestrianisation of Norwich city centre. But for the most part, until you're in your late teens or early 20s, you're still developing. And I'd argue that by making that development a performance piece, you're actually slowing down your personal growth. Also, who the fuck wants an 8-year-old influencer? What's next, Zuckerberg? Casinos for babies? Part 4. Amazon. Facebook are not alone in noticing there's one part of the social fabric they haven't completely ripped to shreds. Amazon have been investing a lot of time, money and energy into tools for kids. including their Alexable wearables and their reading companion Sidekick. The reason why a parent might get these devices is obvious. The advertising makes the plus points very clear. Firstly, you can track your kids' location. Secondly, you can give them some access to the internet. Thirdly, you don't need to entertain them when a robot will do it for you. But what's in this for Amazon or Facebook? The answer is hypernormalization and starting to get their data as early as possible to build a complete profile of a life. Remember when smoking ads targeted kids because they knew if they got them to try it early enough, the habit would stick? It's kind of the same idea, only you can't get a patch to slowly wean yourself off social media. Part 5. Should we trust Facebook or Amazon with our children? No!
Once more for the people at the back.
No! But let me qualify it for the 3 users still watching this who think these tech giants are trustworthy. Here are a brief rundown of my top 5 kid-based controversies both of these sites have been involved with. Coming in at number 5, Alexa illegally recorded kids and then refused to give parents the option to delete those recordings. Coming in at number 4, Amazon refused to give refunds after kids made in-app purchases totaling $70 million until it looked like they were going to lose the lawsuit. And in at number 3, Facebook asked users if men who had asked children for sexually explicit images should be allowed back on the site. I shit you not! At number 2, it was revealed that Facebook refers to kids as young as 5 who play their monetized games as whales. You know, the same term Vegas casinos give their high rollers. And in at number 1, Facebook admitted to deliberately tricking kids into buying things in their games and referred to it as friendly fraud in leaked internal memos. Do we need to go on? Part 6. Final thoughts. The holy grail for any tech company is to become synonymous with something. Google, search. Tesla, electric cars. Tinder, unsolicited dick pics. They clearly want you to think of Facebook when you think of social media. And the easiest way to do that is to embed that idea early. When it comes to advertising and privacy, kids are both stupid and naive, so it's much easier to manipulate them, which is why offline marketing regulations is tight as fuck around them. But they don't need to sell adverts to 13-year-olds. They'll be able to target their parents with adverts and be fucking accurate about it. They'll have all the data on that child, so be able to target them better than anyone else. And by that point, they'll be so tied to the platform like most of us with millions of photos that contain memories. Personally, I don't think anyone under the age of 18 should be allowed unregulated access to the internet in its current form. This is partly because you need space and time to make mistakes that won't live on forever, but also because if adults can't handle this tech, what makes you think a toddler can? Hey, Facebook, leave them kids alone! Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, you probably hate Facebook, which means that you're going to love this video about why you should delete WhatsApp right now. All in all, you're just another post on my wall. If you'd like to support me, you can like this video, subscribe for more content, or become an internet explorer via my subreddit or Patreon. Both of those are linked below. All in all, you're just another post on my wall. Godspeed, and I'll see you all next week.